Welcome to your Freaky Friday with me, Joy. I'm here to take an intuitive peek into the energies going on around you. What does it mean to be a freak? It's what society calls something that does not fit the norm. And at this channel, we're all seeking to step into our joy, which is outside of the norm. It is right into our natural. Now, let's talk about something which might not seem so natural these days, and that is the conversation of self-sacrifice. What is up in the picture? Oh, maybe they're just going to have me tell you here. If you haven't already, check out the All Signs read. In there, I talk about the movie theater subscription bucket of popcorn. Okay, so I was walking on this remote beach, and guess what I find out there? Pristine, tip-top, perfect shape. And I was also talking about one of the other videos last week, how, and if you didn't see it, you can go back and check it out. I think I had a pink shirt on. And in there, it was talking about us fast forwarding our timeline, like being able to step into things that we didn't prepare or work hard for. They're things that are just arriving to get us synchronized and right on time. And I'm not someone who ever gets the bucket there, but it was spoken of and in the reading, and it most definitely showed up. That was super exciting. Try to get these things visually out the screen. So, just to say, if you're at this channel, you're going to start seeing things show up in your life. Mira. To see the miracle, to see these things coming forward for you, okay? So it's talking about this old era of self-sacrifice, of thinking that something has to be offered up to death in order to receive life or newness of life. And they're like, we're going to get into that here, okay? So let's start out. I'm seeing the tea leaves, all right? First thing, legs, stepping into a new experience. That leg ain't cut off. If you're going to step, then the leg is attached. So they're saying, how about offer, but nothing from death, nothing that is sacrificial. You're here to be a part of your joy, to experience what it is that you have been working towards, that which delights you, those things that you desire. Something is spinning out up here. So I want to see that mountain road. Okay, we're revisiting the mountain road. So that is during this current time that we're stepping into. If you're showing up calendarically, if not, these are timeless, but we're going into that eclipse. But also, if you remember, the Scorpio moon that we had about 6 months ago was an intense one. And now we're about to step into the Scorpio new moon. All right. The completion of that. What do we expect? Success. Assured with good plans and hard work. So this is, the work has already been sown. Okay, the measure has already been done. This is what is coming around to you. It's hatching some good ideas. Who's on for that? Tulip, great passion. So having excitement that this is what is coming around. Maybe you're in a situation like me where it's been difficulty after difficulty, challenge after challenge, wondering, would I ever get to the fruitful side of life or continue living in the failure? And I don't mean the mistakes that we make in order to learn. I'm talking that perpetual cycle of death, of sucktasticness, of like raunchy, nasty, horrible, no good, whatever. Well, they're wanting to put a new song in you because wind chimes is showing up, and that is for your peace and harmony. Ring a bell. What bell? The bell that says, bing, bing. I am ready for new days on their way. Here's two that also fell over here, but they seem kind of just for a few people because they're kind of notched aside. And it's dark man, dealings or relationship with a man with dark complexion or hair, and that's sitting on top of an inverted bag. And that says something important such as a new job or a raise. And I would say, so there's something in the hindsight or the side, the periphery over here that you have concern over with that man, and it's provisional of such. Okay, so we'll check into those provisions in a bit. But here's some other things that came popping out when the mountain road went spinning as you began to move on your journey. And we have bat, take care, things working against you, dogs, getting together with friends. I see some old mindsets. Vine, seek out information that will help you. Well, this case is being offered. Helpful information is coming in. It's right under the wind chimes. Things that will bring you back to your true nature, bring you into harmony, out of the double vision and into the dimensional vision. Woman, dealings or relationship with a woman. I heard dress to kill. Okay, and then we have Cain. Pay attention to your health. Broken bridge. But this is inverted as well. Unsuccessful outcome to a problem. And they're talking about there's a hole in that theory that you are a problem. They're like, let's discuss that. All right. That begins to impact your health, because as you think, where the mind goes, the body will follow. And having that type of thinking will continue to punch a hole in the bottom of your boat when you already have a boat that is serviced. Okay. So how do we keep from punching a hole in our boat? Let's go with that. So let's get a moon card on this at the bottom. A win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. Beautiful outcomes. I would say beautiful endings, but a beautiful ending is one that segues into a brand new beginning. So tell us about some mountain support, some moon support for this mountain journey of success that you have here, mounting up on your success. All right, so we are going to turn it there, and two are coming. Emotions are running high, a super moon. So this is like welling over. Things are about to run down upon your feet. Praise is coming to you, accolades coming to you. And it's saying, look at the bigger picture. Now it says full moon in Sagittarius, but what I'm really seeing here is the Mars action. So Mars and the moon right now are communicating strongly to one another, but that can also provide the plan and the action. If you watch the afternoon delight that's being posted today, it's about portioning, planning, and preparing. That Mars has come along, but it's also beginning to notch up and connect with Venus right now. And Venus has to do with our relationship, and it goes along with our relationship with Earth. That's the reading that has been leading in this week. Even if you do not show up based on the calendar here, it's staying connected and planted into yourself. Because remember, this card was talking about no more sacrifice, no more being cut off, offering a dead sacrifice. It is a living sacrifice, and that is a sacrifice of praise, of rejoicing, of harmony, and happiness. So how do we get our action in alignment with this passion that's brimming up under here, under the tulips in the new experience? Maybe you're getting excited about that, and this is kind of wetting your whistle. So, who are we going to work with here? So let's get into the Mary L. On the bottom, we have justice. This is clear foresight. That is having to do with the plan. And this is plume. Is a pen that's helping you make your plan. So if you write it down, you make it plain, then it's easy to move in. It's clear, the actionable steps. And they're talking about fairly large, because they're not saying moment by moment, but portion by portion. And the portion is, there's a portion of day, and then the portion of day that is called night. So being able to handle the sector of your day and realizing how much you can achieve or accomplish or launch towards your success in that measure of time. Oh, Six of Discs. This is the genie card. I absolutely love it. And it's through all the realms, through the three dimensions, harnessing together here at one for you, because you dream of this world that is right here behind you. Okay, so it's a reroute trying to get you onto the path aligned with your wisdom, with your truth, with who you are. That's what this passion and this action is. That is the intention that I see that we are setting now. How do we get to where the fruit is already bearing? Can you see there's a pear tree and an apple tree right here? And that is what you have born in your heart. Okay, and there's a reflection of the day and the night going on. So, and the peace coming in with it. So let's get Starman and get a little bit of wisdom into this. How do we rock our freak, our individuality, our specificity, who we are, who we say we are, and who we really desire to be inside? So this one came down sideways. Okay, so it's wanting to take another look at the Eight of Wands coming on in. What are you wanting to take a look at? The tea leaves, the hand. Let me see. Okay, I see a pearl. Can you see? Who's on top? The temple path. Okay. So that leads us into the goldenest self, which is the truth of who we are and remaining in it. No more plucking us up because somebody's being pushy and frustrated with who we are. We breathe into our center and we take time to shift states. Meditation doesn't just take the fingers here and laying out flat. It can be done in the flash, in the blink of an eye. It can also be done by setting an intention because that sets our attention. Okay, Eight of Wands. Setting your attention by setting an intention, a place to set your focus. Okay, so let's get these shuffled up. Where do we set our focus? Where would we like to set our focus to bring in our genie, meaning your wish is my command, meaning this is from yourself to yourself. This is the magic maker and the magic that is inside of you. It is your truth. You came prepared for everything that you dream or desire. Not those things that we concoct or harebrained schemed or things planted on our frontal lobe. No, these come from deep within us and they come through the channel of our heart. So let's give us an intention and a focus to put our attention on. Ooh, I see that crest going on there. Ooh, you got the golden road coming on in. Nope, there's still two. They're stuck together. Let's get clear here. Let's get clear here about this temple path, about life coming on in. What topsy-turvy the whole thing? I will celebrate my small wins. I trust my inner voice. My future is an ideal projection of what I envision now. I am stepping into the most successful decade of my life. And that's let me know the last 10 years might have been suck-tastic. And now I could see why it's a bit of a challenge to turn this around and why there might have been the begging, the pleading, the offering up sacrifices, the like, if you'll just take this away or handle this, then I promise I'll never, or can I ever, or trying to behave appropriately or accordingly as to what you think would deserve that. That's what they're doing away with here. My potential is limitless. So we're going to stick with I will celebrate my small wins. And that is every piece and portion coming together for your benefit and for your good, for my good too, because I tune into these as well. So that's what we are going to do. Let me prop it where I can see it. Hang on just a sec. Okay, I will celebrate my small wins. So let's get a little tic-tac card on that, because raindrops keep falling on your head and your kingship. Wondering where your power and authority have gone. Well, let's instead wonder them in. Let's wonder them in. Our power and our authority. Just a little clarity on our power and authority here. Okay, thank you. Very simple. Jump in. And literally the way it landed, it says jump up and down. Get excited. Build that level of excitement. I'm not sure if you've ever watched any of Tony Robbins' work. I don't know if they'd be called seminars, but whatever they are that he puts on that people come to have life transformation. Well, when he's off stage, right before he enters on, he gets on a mini trampoline. And I'm not telling you to do that, but you could just jump up and down in your soul because he's changing his state. Instead of one of anticipation that could be trepidatious or have a little bit of harem-scarum with it, turning it into something that's very activating and enlightening in order to have the excitement that begins to be the thing that kicks off the motor here. Okay. So we kicking off. We got our motor running. Let's step out on the highway. Because I see that bat and the take care, things working against you here, but getting together with friends. Some of that really has to do with thinking you don't have the time or the space for any fun right now. Or life doesn't feel fun, so why would I? That type of energy going on. But this temple path is getting yourself excited again. This introducing fresh new energy into who you are. And it can be through anything that you've loved throughout the ages. But they're talking about let it touch your soul, okay? That's the letting go I saw them hinting at before the reading began. Okay. You got to let your soul glow. Okay, friend. So tell us a little bit about this, about making room, space in ourselves, getting the charge up, getting the juice up. How do we bring it? Bring it. I see it. Take those two and I'll take these two. All right. Interesting. The curse and the child. So this has more than authority. It has your permission. See, her mouth is not glued together. That was from long, long ago. Maybe you've restrained your permission. The thought that you deserve having a good time or that the provision will be there to afford it. And that has caused this child to kind of wane in the darkness. It's some melancholy energy going on here, so that there's a lot of up and down and waxing and waning, and living in a moon mind as opposed to a sunny disposition. Now, there's nothing wrong with experiencing all these things, but I'm talking about the constant or chronic state, because that moon does get cut off every single month, and that falls into this type of energy. We're created to live from the light that is within us. That is the emanation, and that's why these are called emanations, the light bearers, the light bringers. And what do they bring to us? Okay, who's coming in to help bring this child forward? Because see, do you see the solar orb above your head here? That is what we are. When we're talking crown chakra, we're talking about the thing that brings life to us all, the sun here on earth. See, it's also showing up here as well, okay? So how do we dispel the, who's coming in to help us dispel the being cut off, the separation, in order to bring in the union, the light? Always the light, because even the moon gets its light from the sun. So who's here to help? I'm ready. Estabas! Oh, you know I love this. It's like I love it, because if you can see closely, putting the stiff arm out, but like, oh, you hold on. You just back off. You just step off. And this is assistance coming in to help keep those energies and mindsets at bay. Now, these are thoughts. These are thoughts and energies that present themselves to you as suggestions. And it often sounds like your voice or your way of thinking based on the way you've thought for a long time. But thoughts are suggested. If you begin thinking, something has already been provoked, okay? And Odin is over here shining down, saying, look within, look within. Let it sweep down and out and away, and you ground your energy and lift the energy up. Lift the energy up. Inhale and draw it on up. And this is sitting right above this. Let the wind chimes in. Face it with a grin. Winners never lose, and losers never win. But nothing has tied you there. That's where this vine is. You're not married to the situation. You're not married to those mindsets. They aren't yours until you take them in. So each and every time, even if it sounds like you, even if it sounds familiar, take time to consider, is this right? Or is this right for me now? Is this working to my benefit and the benefit of where I am planning, where I'm setting my intention, where I'm going? Does this bring in an element of celebration into my soul? Because when this celebration begins to say, oh, there are 2 cars there, we're going to look in a second. That kind of takes care of that jumping up and jumping in yourself, okay? I trust my inner voice. Trusting your inner voice. Okay. So being able to rewrite the script, flip the script, and to begin to live from the first and foremost trusting relationship that we should have in our lives, and that is our relationship with ourselves. Okay, so Estabas wants another star man. It is splitting at the 2 of Wands. This is what your view looks like on the top of that mountain path. Drawing near to your celestial being, your celestial self, your future self, but you're talking about your forward self, the one that is here. Because remember, we were getting foresight in the beginning of the reading. Princess of Pentacles. There's that crown chakra energy coming on in. Okay. So let's give Estabas a hand. Estabas is calling forth for some of the star man. We have the Emperor coming on in here. Galactic. They're saying interference. Entering in beyond your fear. To pass all limitations that you could or would have about or for or to yourself. Overriding the samskara, like the skip on a record. If you're old enough to remember when records used to be played, that if a record had a skip in it, they would often tape a penny to the head of the needles. Excuse me, y'all. Ooh, that was interesting. Somebody needs to get some rest. Okay. But they would tape it there, and just that little bit of added pressure would help the song continue to go on. Now, in this case, it's not like pressuring yourself, but it's just that little thing, this little celebration. That small win is that, oh, it even looks like a penny. Like if you put paint on a penny and you set it on the piece of paper, it would leave that blotch. Just that little scent, just that little mind makes all the difference in the world. That element of celebration is like salt to your soul. What's salt in your bowl? Heightening the flavor, helping it jump up, perk up, lift up, and take you where? To the Nine of Pentacles. There's that bat. See the bat showing up that was over here thinking that things are working against you, that you don't have the time, and now you're making friend with the truth, because that's not holding as true. See how the golden light is penetrating right on through there? Okay. So now we have these other two cards that we're going to take a peek at. And they're over here with that the dark complexioned or dark haired man, dealings or relationships with them, and that thing about wanting to try and bring in a new job or a raise or protection or provision or help or connection. Okay, so for that we have the luminous warrior and the eagle. And again, it's talking about establishing trust, like that card. Oh, yes, up above it, right? This energy coming on in, that things are on your side. They are coming towards you. Believe and receive. So you have to believe you have your help. You have your help in order to receive your help. Be looking forward to it, looking towards it, not hungrily or angrily or desperately, but begin to, like in my case, I put some music on. That helps free me up when my soul starts to feel crunchy and bound or worried with particular situations or difficulties. And that begins to let this eagle spirit, this eagle energy come on in, because that sends out like a message. That's like a little cannonball going, hey, hey, just a little message here. I need some help coming in from the other side because I can't do this all by myself. This is so much bigger than who I am, because that dark man is showing up as someone that you are having dealings with. So it's not yourself. And we don't have that permission or that authority or that control outside of our own body. So you're asking luminous warrior to come forward and to give some guidance, some assistance, and some help. So this is showing up as the nodes of what we're going through right now. And now this isn't off on one shoulder and that on the other. It's more like this, okay? But it's set like this so that we could see the demonstration of what is going on. So this is talking about turning on your heart light. I know it's down there, but it's the connection. See, between the two ends up right at the heart, because this field of view for that person is blocked. And in your case, what you see may seem blocked as well, which could be that state of fear, which is why they're talking about interference. Then moving past your layer of fear, past that atmosphere that has surrounded you for so long, and wanting to bring you into a fresh new world. What? Blossoming abundance. Abundance minded. Not the abundance of issues, because let me tell you, you're abundant. That's why you had so many issues and problems that you were facing, because we set our mind to problem minded, or we are solution minded. We're not both. We're one, or we are the other. And now it could seem that this luminous warrior is one, but really they turn their heart light on. They've got the light on, the light of communication. This is the drawing to remember. It's the reminding. I don't know who this is, y'all, because I'm not the least bit tired. All right, but go to sleep. I love you. And it's talking about taking the rest from the stress, checking out from the stress. And how do we do that? Resilience. Burn away the past. Okay, so the past is keeping you up at night. That's actually right here, y'all, but that was the bottom of the deck. See that keeping you up? It's like one of those little bonnets that you put on to set your hair, but it's like attached to a machine gun on a tank. Okay? That's the pressure that's being put on yourself. The pressure to perform, to bring through something that isn't even, it is about you, even though it's not. You're wondering, okay, well, what's the offering of praise we could give in the midst of everything here? So I'm looking at luminous warrior and the message to bring on in. Let us know a little bit about that, please. Okay, it fell back into the fray. We're going to go on in here. I hear you right there. Tangibility. Make your dreams real. Be spirit-minded, okay? Spirit-minded, knowing that your prayers are being heard as real as this bird. So the birds have been zipping and soaring over my head as I'm out there doing moonlight meditation, whatever. I'm watching the stars in the morning before I watch the sunrise. And they said, do you realize that every time birds go zipping by, those are the same as shooting stars? It's an awareness that, oh, wait, I'm being heard. I'm being cared for. I'm being remembered and reminded that I am loved. Okay, luminous warrior, we are loved. We are loved. Okay, so let's get 8 of Swords. You ever heard the Red Roof Inn say, we'll leave the light on? Well, here they said, we'll leave the gate open. You don't need the key. Like, we can be tricked into the Chiron thing, pardon the wobble on this, y'all. Chiron is the key of thinking, as someone told me, is that, well, you're a healer, so you're always going to be wounded. You're always going to have to heal. And I was like, no. Same as if I were a cobbler, my kids would have shoes. If I were a tent maker, we would have a covering, right? If I'm a baker, we have food to eat. That's what I am saying. So I don't believe in that separation, that being cut off, because that is an ignorance of the mind, not knowing that it could be any differently than that. But that's what you see the 3 little birds saying, it's going to be all right. This opening is here for you. There's no price that has to be paid. It's already availed to you, because this, my dear, is you. This is your world. This is your castle. This is your home. This is your authority, right? No more weeping or the tears falling over that kingship that I saw in these little cards when we first got started. It's like, just come on in. Or like Bob Barker, come on down. We left the home fires burning for you, hoping that you would return. Remember the genie? Where's she at? Return. Return. Okay? Something in that disruption and disturbance lured you into walking away from your own truth, from your own self, from your fruitfulness and your abundance, and made you believe that you have to sacrifice and pay a price to get back on it. This is rightfully yours. What is that world? The whole world. And there's that star in the belly again. Just like luminous warrior. See that? And here is all that sacral chakra energy swirling up around your mind. Your dreams are kicking in. They're cutting on. They're turning on. And they're trying to inspire you even as we speak. So let's get a rune. And then we will get a honeycomb and we will let you go. I see you. I see you. So up, integrity, long and strong. Rise up. Rise up. That rooting down to rise up. The knowledge is coming so that you, yourself, your soul, and your spirit can get together and begin to shuffle this information around inside of you where it applies to your life and how it would apply to your life, because you are the diviner of your truth here, okay? But they're telling you long and strong. They're saying stand still, step in, step up, rise up. All sorts of good things are coming your way. All sorts of good things are coming your way. Ooh. The power of the sun. See, this is the authority and permission right here in your hand. Right here in your hand. Right here in your hand. All right, send us out with a little bit of encouragement. Thank you for helping us, luminous warrior. Bringing in the blossoming abundance, the temple path, the integrity, the genie, Estabus. I mean, y'all, the child, everything. They're saying the work is done. The work, the efforting, the jobbing is done. Now, the job to do now, the work to do now is the breathing, the inhaling, the exhaling, the celebrating and appreciating, right? It's those little things, because those little things are what link together the portion, the moment by moment, okay? That is how we plan. So we have 10 showing up. They talk about you a perfect 10. No, these are the windows of heaven opening up, the refractor coming on in. And this is like showing up like the fontanelle, the soft spot on the head of the baby. In this case, we'll just call it the child. Reopening that crown chakra right there, because this is going to come in to live and dwell inside of you. It's like those spaceships where they just begin opening the roof so something can descend. So this light, this goldenest light, is coming in to live inside of you. And that's where you can taste the rainbow. Ooh, I vote yes for me, for you, for everybody. Okay, you can vote for yourself also by clicking that subscribe button down below. It is free as always, and hop on this joy train. Also, if you're still here, you could click that like button. It's free as always, and it gets YouTube all excited, and it helps us rise to the top. Hey, check out any of the videos, especially the All Signs Read. There's a general overview at the beginning. And then you can click to the separate signs down below. Check out the different areas of your chart because we are the whole zodiac. Get to know yourself. Celebrate yourself. Compliment or comment down below. I'm excited to talk to you. I love you. See you soon. Bye.